I have some really exciting stuff here for you today. So does an Iron Cat. He's out in the shop mollygrubbing me. Okay, right here, what we've got. Husky 395, Husky 384. These are the big boys from Sweden. They're the beasts from Sweden. And I got to put my kitty down because he's bugging me. But he decided to come back, didn't he? Okay, I'll jump right into this. This is a wonderful pair of saws. A lot of history here, guys. A lot. Let's do some comparisons here. Uh, the, Obviously, this is a beautiful, beautiful pair of saws. They're remarkable. We'll roll them around here in just a little bit, but I'd like to do the numbers game. People have asked before in my personal life and also on in comments, is the 394 stronger than the 395 or is that hype? No, they're stronger. They really are. They're quite a bit stronger if you want to know the truth. How much? 1/2 of a horse. That's pretty good. The 395, remember, they're the same platform, the same cases, many, many parts interchanged. Same bore and stroke. Yes, they are. So they're the same saw. Just one's a little newer. 395 obviously is newer. It's an EPA saw. That means it's an emission saw. Okay? That puts out an amazing 6.6 horsepower. That is good cutting power. Importantly, it has a lot of torque. That's why that they were used. They're heavy. You're looking at in the 90cc class saw, so 94cc. And compared to the steel MS660 at the time. Now, the one you see on top, if you notice, air cleaner's different. That's the 394. That's the low top. It's for me, preferred saw for one reason only. This is a saw that we ran back in the day, the 394. That went against the 66 Magnum from steel. Very comparable saws. Some of the 66 Magnums, the one with the short cases, actually would outperform slightly the 394. Boy, I tell you, it was just so close. It depended on who sharpened which saw is what it was. Okay, that's how close they were. Now, 6.6 horsepower out of the 395 is really good because it has a lot of torque. The 394 made 7.1 horsepower, a half a horse. Amazing, isn't it? That's quite a bit. Because it's a non-emission saw. Okay, very, very nice one. This 394 is one that we've been working on for the last year, trying to gather up enough parts to make a pretty saw. We've got it. Yeah, you purists know they're supposed to have a metal chain brake handle instead of the plastic one. It's got a 395 OEM chain brake on it, inside chain side cover. Okay, until I find a perfect 394 or something I can make very nice, that's what's going to stay on it. Sorry, it's the way it is. The oil caps were different. The older saws had different oil caps. They really did. And I did the same thing with the 371 and 372 in the Husky barn. The oil caps different. They interchange. They're just slightly different. These saws are amazing. When they're ported, the same amount of work from one saw to another, slightly more work in the 395, but it's just, it adds 15 minutes. The 395 comes in there honking strong. It really does. All of a sudden, the 395 will come right in there and land where that 394 is ported. And both of them get amazing, absolutely amazing gains and still are a good logging saw. I take pride in building saws that loggers cannot run. Not cookie cutters. People actually use these saws. Somebody's fidgeting. He's getting bigger, isn't he? Okay, so if you are a cookie cutter and you want to build yourself a hot saw, stick in the 70cc saw class. You're going to have a ball. If you jumped up to these big boys, You'll find out that the smaller saws will wind a little tighter, so you can put a bigger sprocket on them in that 10 or 12 inch dry pine or basswood or whatever you want to cut popple. And they'll actually outcut these. But you get any kind of a bar, all of a sudden, this saw class right here shines. This is for people that really cut timber, that really buck firewood, really use for big logs. This is what they were really designed for. They're like I said, they're amazing. Okay, so obviously these have a high top air cleaner. Okay, that's the 395. High top air cleaner. And there's a story behind this saw I'm going to tell you in just a minute. But notice the oil and gas caps. Okay. 394. Low top air cleaner. Yep, it's got the correct stickers everywhere. Absolutely correct. Isn't that nice? Just a beautiful saw. But this one does have the 395 chain cover. And I'm not gonna knock this saw because of that. But they did have a different shape in the gas and the oil. The caps were different. Just a little different. Nice saws there, nice. But Husqvarna did this. We know porting them, these really take off. They're nuts. For a logging saw, they're nuts. You know, these ain't competition saws. I'm going to build both of them. I will port both of these. But I will warn you one thing. That 394 is going to be a little light on porting. I'll tell you why. That has got a perfect jug and cylinder on it. And I'm not going to increase the horsepower to the point that, wears it out or I risk detonation. I don't want something to come apart. So that's going to be a personal saw for me forever because my buddy Eric Nelson gave this saw to me. And it was, the beat up, normal, what you expect, because these saws run hard around here for a lot of years. And this one actually came from Massachusetts, this 394 did. But we got the parts and made it look kind of pretty and sexy. It's a pretty girl, ain't she? Oh, pretty girl. This 395 is everything but brand new. Okay? It's an emission saw. This one's actually made in Brazil. It does not stop that from being just as good as the Swedish saws. It just doesn't say Sweden. We know what the deal is with all that, cost efficiency, blah, blah, blah. I guess Sweden didn't want the money to be in their country as much as they did in Brazil. So, hey, you got that, right? That's a little cool out here. There has been quite a string of these old Huskies that were really good. We've already covered the steels on this, guys. So if you want to search back through them videos, or I'll remake one on the steels, because I know you guys are all of a sudden thinking, oh, Harvey don't like steels. I love steels. I love them. My problem is I love Husqvarna. Can you tell me what you would always rather have, vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream? Yeah, I can't either. It depends on your mood, don't it? What am I trying to do with this today? That's it. Now, these saws, I'll show you right where they came from. This is not a very nice example, and I am trying to gather parts. But this is where they came from, the 2100s. These are beast saws. We used to run a 40-inch bar cutting our oak around here, and it wouldn't go through one in most cases. You had to do your side cuts. You had to. You didn't have a choice. Yeah, wonderful. Husqvarna has a legacy of strong, durable, this is important, durable, heavy work saws. And I don't mean weight, I mean CCs. Heavy, they're heavy hitters. They're not messing around. Steels had them too. 56 Magnum 2, incredible. Not up to par with these. The Magnum 2, that 56 Magnum 2 was hot. but it was heavier than these. It was the old design. Husqvarna, when they come out with that 2100, impressed me like you don't know. At that time, I thought I wouldn't run a Husky, and I started running on 2100. It changed my game. So it's big saw day, isn't it? Now, how can they top that? How can they possibly top it? Well, they did it. Husky beat these saws. You're taking legends right here, and they're beat their own saws. I'm impressed with that, Husky. 592, the new 592. I know I don't like these straddle saws. No, I do not. The X-Torque, it's basically an X-Torque. Making 7.7 horsepower. 7.7. 394, remember, 7.1. 395 is 6.6. I will, at some point, get a hold of one of them 592s. Somebody's going to have one, and where I don't take saw bills anymore unless if you're a friend of mine, a YouTube friend, a personal friend, and somebody I talk to a lot, you're going to get saws here and there. This is the way it is. But these old hands just ain't got much left in them. And I think one day I'm going to have to give the ghost up and let these younger saw channels just absolutely take over. But for the meantime, I'm going to hold my throne. How's that? We're getting a lot of competition from smaller channels. Some of them are doing good. Some are just plain mouthy. And they're gathering together, and they want to make allies that are like-minded people, the same as I do. I have got the best audience, the very best subscribers, and many of you are personal friends of mine now. I've met you on YouTube. That was important to me. So let's continue on. As long as I can hold the top position, I'm going to do it. My buddy Tin Man there, we got him going in a really good direction with his channel, and he's doing exceedingly well. Obviously, this year I've not put out very many videos, so things slowed up. But Tin Man passed me. He got over 1,000 views on me. Tin Man, I'm so proud of you. That's you put the time in. You paid your dues. If you want to make your channel good, look at your videos. See what you didn't like about them. You got to treat it like you're looking at somebody else's videos. I could have done that better. This straight up and down camera thing does not work. Do not do that. No. Unless it's an absolute close-up shot of something and this is the way it's got to be, yeah, fine. You got to do it and talk to your people. Talk to your people. I got a reason of saying this because I want to introduce you to another channel, and I'm going to do that in just a minute. It's a personal friend of mine. I've talked to him for quite a long time. I will gather up a little channel that needs a little shove off, just like you did Tin Man, and give them that little nod, a little push, and try to help them out, because I want them to do better than me. And they can. They really can. And this guy has got exceptional skills that allow this to happen. Lumber Jackson. He's got a tiny little channel. Go check him out. He is a very personal friend. We've talked for a long time. I've had a saw that I've been a long time going to build for him. I'm finally getting to it. And it's going to be amazing. And I'll tell you what he did. We're probably going to do 2 saws this year for him. We'll see what happens. But he needs a couple saws. And but I've got about 4 or 5 to do for Buck and Billy. So that's a channel that's very important to me, because Buckin is a true friend. Buckin and I went through enough together. We know where we stand with each other, and it's on very good ground. We've gathered Tin Man in the fold. Tin Man is doing a fantastic job. I want to bring one more in. That's Lumber Jackson. And this is my choice. I have reached out to other small channels and just kind of feel them out and find out that they either don't need me or they don't want me or whatever. And that, I'm good with that. I'm absolutely good with that. Charlie Briscoe, that's another guy. I've talked to him for quite a while. Charlie Briscoe builds a nice saw. Go look at the little 4910s he builds. He's got his own channel. Good egg. Absolutely fantastic. But Lumber Jackson says, you know, I hurt my back and I've been doing this tree thing a long time. He says, and this was when we first started talking last year. He says, you think you can build a 372 to do what this 395 mine does? He says, it's just killing me. Yeah, we get pretty close. Yeah, we know that. We can get it pretty close. You're not going to get the torque, but you're going to get the change speed and RPMs, and you're going to have the horsepower, definitely more. Probably a lot more than this. Probably get another couple of horse more than this, actually. You know, so not quite, but getting close there. Horse and a half, anyway. More than the 395. So Lumber Jackson is a tree guy. He does anything from pulling residentials to going out there and actual writing a grit logging, and works with crews, does land clearing, you know, for building projects, stuff like that. Most importantly, he knows what he's doing. And he has just a few videos and needs to do what all of us when we first start, amp our game up on how we make videos. But he will be running one of my ported 372s. So that's going to be exciting. That's going to be quite exciting. So I fit him 6-7 months ago into what we're doing, and we're getting close. Terrain grow, I'm building ear saw exactly at the same time that I do Chad Jackson's. Lumber Jackson. We're going to build a pair together because they're going to be identical. I told Train, give me a little horse trade. I love horse trade, and this is where it's all at for me. A very, very nice 44 steel, because he knows I love them. He said, I don't have a lot in it, like that, but boy, he said, I wouldn't mind if he'd build my 372. So, here we go. I'm going to give him the full treatment for a logging saw. We're not cutting cookies here, guys. We're working these things. So we're getting them two together. I got one coming up for Bill Block about the same time. But we got to throw a steel in the mix. Let's put an 046 or MS 460 in the bit. I got one right here from a really good guy I talked to on the phone. You know who you are. That's going to be thrown in there somewhere in the mix. I'm buttoning up 2 more saws. We have good weather coming for the next few days. I really am going to see if it's possible to get out and run some of these saws of you guys so I can get them back to you. I'm really aching to try that MS660 there, that Blue Thunder, that Holtz Farmer Tech that we had so many troubles with all through last year. I can't wait to run it. The minute that runs, I cut 1 face cord of wood with that with no problems. It's getting shipped out the door because the man wants his saw. And he's going to get it. And I'm loving it. But these saws, you just wait. You just wait and see what we can do. This 395, I was actually going to kind of build it, and it was going to go to another home. But Lumber Jackson, pretty as this saw is, can I just plain have a real serious hot rod for me? Because I can't build that 394 real tight. I don't want to. They're too hard to get that nice. Just too hard. Now, I always leave something in a video a lot of times for you guys to see if anybody picks up on it. Just to see. And I'll tell you what I left. See this right here area on this saw? There's a metal strap that runs from the front to the rear on this series saw, 394, 395, and the 372s, 368, 365, 362, they're all. You noticed this one is missing. See that dark spot? That's missing. Oh, no. It's such a beautiful saw. What are we going to do? Guess what we're going to do? Hold on a second. Brand new. In the box. Set of cases. That's the strap I'm talking to. That's what we're doing. Yes. Now, I do flow the cases in these and match the cylinders, but there's a different way of doing it than we do the 372, which you guys have seen. These are a little bit different animal. The numbers. You guys are going to ask about the numbers. One of you, I forget your name, older gentleman has been trying to email me to get some advice. If you'll hang tight, I'm going to show you a cylinder. I'll make you a personal video and I'll show it to you on what to do. Maybe you've already done what you're going to do. You probably got tired of waiting on me. But with this deep cold we've had, when it does warms up, we get snow. The two things have been devastating for me. It causes bad things to happen. My tractor went down. My main tractor, my Farm All H, had a real freaking problem. So that needed fixing because I use that like every other day, every third day. Need it all winter. And you got to know. Got two of them 97 Chevy 1-ton 4-wheel drives. One's the dually. It went down. Last time I plowed snow, I came home. I was driving 20 miles an hour. I had to slam on the brakes. I was going downhill. And snow and ice everywhere. It was bad. There was a herd of deer standing in the road 30 feet ahead of me. 20 miles an hour, 3 1/4 tons, plus my fat ass. And we got to stop going downhill on ice. We did it. I had that buck flip me off, but oh well. It was a nice buck too. It was a real nice one. But because it was so bitter cold, it was way below zero when that happened. The cup seals on my master cylinder rolled and ripped. So it was bypassing from the front to the rear. And basically, from that moment, I had no brakes. None. It was just ridiculously bad. No big deal. The darn thing, the master cylinder, when I rebuilt the rear brakes and put front pads on, I knew it wasn't up to snuff. I knew it was bypassing a little because I didn't ever have the brakes that they used to have. I said, well, when I get around to it, I need a whole box of round to it. You know what a round to it is, don't you? When I get around to it, I'm going to do something about that. So if any of you have got a spare box of round to it, I need them because I have got a lot of round to it left to do, and I'm out of round to it. I need some. So there we go. So $104 later, we have a brand new master cylinder. It even came from China, even though it was an Apple one. So that made it really special good, didn't it? It was actually very good quality. Must be they monitor, Napa monitors the quality of their parts. A lot of their parts come from China, just like everybody else. You beat them or join them, don't care to me. I just get what I can get. So, got it on. All of a sudden, my brake pressure came right up to where it's supposed to be, and I bounced off that. I said, man, that feels good. Second time I bounced off that brake pedal, pedal went to the floor. Not one, but 2 brake lines were fuzzy. Yeah. Well, it was too late to go back 20 miles plus to the parts store. Next morning, sent calling up, said, here's what we got to have. Bam, bam, bam. Got the parts, brought them home. And by the time I got done, I was froze. I was froze. 2 days. 2 days of froze just to drive that truck. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't have been messing with it if the other truck would have been ready to drive. I didn't want to drive in the winter, so I didn't put tires on it. And so it's kind of got summer tires that are a little thin. No, I'm not driving that. Can't. Just don't want to. Too dangerous on our roads. I hope that you guys have enjoyed seeing this gorgeous, gorgeous pair of saws. We will be running, I believe, I'm going to run that Blue Thunder and Dan Caminetti's 372 over the next few days. Daryl Burgess, I got to get your saw to mail. It's already paid for, the shipping is. And I got one more. I keep forgetting. The poor guy. Who is it there? Brown, I got a 266. I haven't got to it. Mr. Brown wants it back. For 6 months. All I got to do is take it to the post office. No. Nah. I can't remember to do that. No, sorry. I really want to port it. It just give him a saw. That's what I really like to do. But my time hasn't been where I can spend as much out here in the shop this last year as I wanted, because that Big C thing really put me up on blocks, if you know the truth. And so what work I had to do, I had to get it done. And that this channel suffered from it. This year's not going to be like that, guys. Nope. I keep saying it's getting better. Now we're going to spend more time out here. Okay, now we really got to. I have a P41 of Buckins, which you guys have seen, Pioneer, that we're doing some amazing things to. Very soon, you're going to see that on this channel. And I would like to think within a week or less, you'll see it. I've got 3 benches of work. I need a 4th bench. I need one person to come and help me out part-time. If one of you guys want to do that, let's do it. But you got to have mad saw skills for running them. Don't need to know nothing about working on them. My biggest thing is disassembly and reassembly of all the soft parts. That's the biggest thing. As far as setting the saws up, bam, I could do that all day long if I had one person. I mean, it would actually work into something full-time, maybe. Who knows? But it's a possibility. It might do that. But I will tell you, my hands are getting... You guys that are 60 plus, probably, that's worked all your lives, probably know what this is. You know, this is the claw. Yeah, and you try to straighten them out. Oh, Bill Black, you get this? They creak even when you manually do it, don't they? Yeah, they do. They creak. It's very cold. I don't have my fire going. You probably see my breath, can't you? The next day that I get a wild hair, I'm going to gas this pair up, and we're going to just start them, put them on the bench, throw a bar on them, dinkle around. But I'm not going to put them in wood for a bit. I've got to get you guys the saws that's already been done. Ben, your P62, been done. Got to run it. Just got to run it. It's a nice saw. Put a 395 or 394, or one of them other carburetors on that Pioneer P62 we ported. Just got to run it. So, here we go. I would love to promise you I'll be here tomorrow to do what we got to do, because it's going to be nice and warm. It's been too cold for me to run the air compressor, I'll promise you. I got thin oil in it. I'm not going to start it. If I can't start my air compressor, it's a waste of time to even come out here. I need it every 10 minutes, every 10 dang minutes. So, I also have a few personal Pioneers of my own that I would love to get to by fall. And I'm going to. Now remember, you guys have forgot about a few saws we've started and haven't finished. Well, I'm doing some of them a little bit at a time, just dinking around. And so anything that you kind of missed, you'll see it back at some point. And I think we're going to need a bigger saw room. It's in the plan, guys. If you have suggestions, I'll love to hear them. I think this room could be better for saw and part storage. Now remember, we have a plasma cutter, MIG welder, weld bench, anvil. We got a forge. I had the forge forever. We build all kinds of neat things occasionally with the forge. And now this is an old 1870s forge. Yeah, it's got a little wooden lever. Run belt drive. Got a small pot, nice big cast table. I just use coal in it. Mostly rice coal is what I like to use in it. If I have to have a long fire, a longer time, I'll use chestnut coal in it. But I use coal. We have coal just over the border in PA. Just over the border. Chad Jackson, don't forget him. He's a nice guy. He has got good cutting skills. Very, very, very good. And North Georgia is where he hails from. So if you want to see what North Georgia looks like, there's where you go to look. Like I said, we're going to tune him up on how to make a nicer quality video than what he's got already, and a little longer, and we're going to get him talking because you're going to love hearing him. Them boys from North Georgia, they're salt of the earth. They're hard workers, hard. I've been there, I know. It isn't just guesswork. I've been there. I have worked amongst them. I know who they are. They're good people. People, thank you so much for showing up. Get in the comments. Hit that like button. Let's get these views up. Let me do something for all of you. Oh, by the way, I got to introduce you to Jim Ball. He said a bunch of stuff. Jim, if I haven't called you back because every time I want to sit down, I want to have about an hour conversation with you. Jim has sent some stuff for this channel. He lives 2 hours north. We're going to do some business together. And I really, really want Jim here in my shop. I think it's going to be a fun conversation. Okay, goodbye.